Recording has begun.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today is Tuesday, the 24th of October 2023. It's the 24th of October 2023. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. 24th of October 2023, and my name is Shahzad Hussain, and I live at 20 Primary Way in Bradford Undercliff. And today it's been 76 days that my brother Talib has been kidnapped by the state as I look to whistleblow and expose their fraud and corruption, particularly in the judicial system. I'm just reminding myself that within 24 hours of me lodging an appeal application to Circuit Judge Groznell, that I'm going to now look to fully expose within the next 14 days. I will be looking to make a strong argument for exposing the fraud and corruption, judicial fraud and corruption taking place on this case. Within 24 hours of lodging that appeal on the 7th of August, on the 8th of August, the local authority, no doubt, I have had it confirmed that the courts and tribunal services at Bradford processed my application, simply would have escalated it to the local authority, who would have then instigated the police and the local authority to come and collect my brother on the 8th of August, and this subsequently has been 76 days now. And so that was what happened then. They initially looked to pervert the course of justice by kidnapping my brother in order to forcefully get a mental capacity assessment carried out. And now, it's much time as 76 days later, they had subsequently regrouped, reformulated, allowed the dust to settle, and then they were going to instigate a malevolent act against myself in the courts on the 17th of October 2023, when I was going to go to court. Everything's going to be railroaded through the Housing Association, Manningham Housing Association, with the collusion of the DWF solicitor, Mr. Jonathan Smith, and the Courts and Tribunal Services, spearheaded by Nick Goodwin, who was previously a public guardian for the UK, who's been complicit in my mother's murder and complicit in my brother Talib's removal of lasting power of attorney for myself. Was then in collaboration with District Judge Wilcox, District Judge Mitchell, District Judge Foster, District Judge Hickingbottom, and Deputy District Judge Maudsley last year, who I believe is a district judge now, so it's District Judge Maudsley. All of them were colluding and conspiring, hoping to have this issue fully resolved to their benefit. An act of fraud and deception was going to take place, as I had highlighted in my daily vlogs then a couple of days before that. I'm knowingly going to enter into a contrived kangaroo court hearing, which has been pre-commissioned by everybody. Luckily for myself, on the day at 12 o'clock, I put in an application saying I want to record the hearing, and within half an hour the hearing got adjourned. I've now today got further information back about my appeal applications and everything else regarding why was the hearing adjourned, and it seems quite evident to me that I had simply caught them out, and they had scarpered because I was going to record them, and they had no justifiable reason for me not to record something. I've now received some orders on a Friday from District Judge Groznell, and the fraud is quite clearly evident now. It's without a doubt fraudulent what Circuit Judge Groznell is doing. So now I fully understand that what they do is they get the judges they initially get a district judge or one judge to front the case, and then they know the fact that we're committing fraud and deception and corruption. No doubt the other party, the defendant, are going to put in an appeal, and they also have the appeal judges commissioned off as well. Now that is even more level of debauchery, isn't it? It's not just that you bought off one judge, you bought off the appeal judge in order to ensure that the matter is fully railroaded through. And that's what's happened now. It's district judges Maudsley, Hickingbottom, Foster, and Wilcox are just district judges. They have been commissioned by the local authority to railroad an outcome to the housing association's benefit, which is ultimately the local authority's benefit, because they are making the money, saving the money in housing benefit and council tax rebate. So it's all a contrivance between multiple agencies, multiple independent agencies, all closing ranks and targeting me specifically and targeting my brother. That's the real reason my brother's been kidnapped. My brother's been kidnapped on the 8th of August simply because it became apparent to the Circuit Judge Groznell that I'm now going to expose the fraud and corruption. as a result of which I've been kidnapped. I've got no information about where his whereabouts are, and subsequently I'm now receiving orders from Circuit Judge Grosnell, who is obviously, and he's not the first circuit judge that's been involved in this case, in my experience, that is fraudulent and corrupt and been bought off. I mean, my own judge that initially convicted me, Circuit Judge Mark Saville, was quite clearly, evidently, a fraudulent setup. And then subsequently there has been circuit judges in my mother's court appeal case, which escapes me right now. But not just circuit judges. I mean, High Court justices, Justices Cobb and Justice Cohen have been bought off to murder my mother and target me, and that all fell apart. So it's a continuation of the criminal case that they initially instigated against me on December 2013. Now, coming to be 10 years now. It's just a continuation, and blowback or fallout from that initial fraud that resulted from the recorder Judges Thomas QC's giving orders in my absence when I had not been subjected to bankruptcy proceedings, but a different individual by the name of Shahzad Hussain was subjected to bankruptcy proceedings. But yet my poker case was brought against me initially then in December 2013, and then this is the continuation of more fraud and deception and corruption, and this is all on the back of the fact that Mark Trewin, who was responsible for direct payments, were not auditing the money, public funds properly for the 5 years from 2006 onwards. And so you can see the fact that this is all fraudulent, and the local authorities' mistakes and cover-ups, they're trying to cover up their own mistakes up through the commissioning of the courts and the judiciary and the solicitors and the barristers and everybody else to cover up their own failures. Now all that's happening is that more and more failures are becoming apparent. I've just got off the call from with the Courts and Tribunal Services, I believe Debbie Bennett. I can't remember her name, but quite clearly they're getting caught out, and when they get caught out in the frauds and deception, I ask them simple questions like, why did this happen like this, and they give, oh, it was a mistake. Now the latest one is that, oh, Judge Grosnell's made an order or ruling upon my appeal application in my absence without the transcription, because they're saying that the transcription agency could not get a copy of the transcription because they got corrupted. You're trying to tell me this rubbish that the transcription agency can't get a copy because of corruption of the hearing. This is just simply ridiculous. They got caught lying. They got caught lying and cheating. Circuit Judge Grosnell was anticipating that the hearing on the 17th was going to be railroaded through to my detriment. That's why he was holding back from giving any orders. Now that the hearing got derailed because District Judge Wilcox withdrew from the case or adjourned the hearing, all the cases now fallen apart. They've fallen flat on their face, and now they're looking to simply just ignore the situation and saying, no, we're the authorities, we've made a decision. They're all corrupt. All of the judges in Bradford are corrupt. And this, you can fully see the fact that how the judges were corrupt in my own criminal conviction of 2016 through simply Googling the term Shahzad Hussain, Bradford Council, Shahzad Hussain, railroading by Bradford Council. A simple search in Google is educate yourself, Shahzad Hussain, the railroading by Bradford Council. You Google that, you can see all the previous judges that have looked to expose. The judges have simply been bought off by the local authority, and me and my family are suffering as a consequence, to a point where my family members are being murdered, and I live in fear of my own life and my brother's life. So all I just want to finish off by saying is that I won't kill myself. They're going to try to murder me because I'm looking to expose their own fraud and corruption, and it's systemic and endemic, and it's widespread across all public authorities, not just Bradford Council, not just the courts and tribunal services, not just simply the judiciaries or the Ministry of Justice, not just the Department of Work and Pension, not just the Care Quality Commission, not just the Information Commissioner's Office, not just only the Office of the Public Guardian, but everybody's involved. And I will not kill myself. I'm going to expose all of these people, and they can do whatever they like by murdering my brother Talib now. That's what I live in fear of. They're going to either murder my brother Talib or they're going to murder me off. So I will never kill myself. Just as a last note, and any nefarious things that are happening to me are as a result of Bradford Council looking to cover up their own systemic failures, and the senior people are Kirsten England, Bev Mabry, who's retired now, Mark Trewin, and a whole host of other senior executives and bosses at the council and the police force and the care trust, all colluding and conspiring, closing ranks in order to target and victimize me personally. So I'll just leave it there, just to highlight the corruption of the courts today. That's all.